What's going on, guys? So the GTO sold, and it might be a little bit of a shocker to some people that follow the channel pretty closely. If you follow our Instagram page, SJLS1 Mafia on Instagram, shoot over there, follow. You'll be a little bit more up to date about like minute to the minute type stuff. So if you haven't, if you're not following, go shoot over there, and we'll keep you up to date as soon as possible. Things that might not be, uh, kind of channel worthy, or might not make a video. We'll just throw a picture together and keep you guys up to date about that. So basically, why would I sell a 10-second car? Why would I sell my 10-second car? And not only that, but a 10-second all-motor car that had capabilities of having any power adder on it and making good power. I mean, there would be several reasons why, but before I get into that, basically a little bit about the car before. I had it for 7-8 years roughly, and it was a great car. It was my first LS car. As soon as I was able to buy one, I got one, and the car, I had so much fun in it. Um, as I was modding it back then, I really didn't know much about much of anything about cars, but other than I knew about cars, but at the mechanic side was I was very limited with my knowledge, and of course strict budget constrictions. I had a tight budget at the time, and so I made the best of it, and I did as much as I could with the car, and just pretty much tried to have fun. Eventually, we got the car as I started to learn more over the years, and starting to just tinker with things, learn about the car, learn about what performance parts help, what don't, and what setup is the way to go, and making the car efficient and not just throwing gobs of horsepower at it or anything like that. So basically, we got the car to go. We broke the bolt-on record for the 04 GTOs LS1s. We went 1171 at 116, and to my knowledge, that's the fastest bolt-on LS1 GTO that is really recorded. So with the help of Ronster Tuning, he helped tremendously. Go to the track, all kinds of tuning, countless hours of tuning, helping, tons of knowledge that we learned from him, and we were able to break the record. We had, and this is, and as let me clarify for a minute, bolt-on only, meaning bolt-ons, bolt-on parts, not power adder, no nitrous, no cams, no head work, no nothing, bolt-ons. The car had intake, it had throttle body, it had intake manifold, it had a full exhaust, a converter, it had stock gears in it. At the time, it had a stock transmission. It had a drive shaft. That was it. Like, it just had bolt-ons. It still had a lot more in it. Definitely had a lot more in it. But I got impatient, and I wanted to move on and do heads cam on the car. We definitely could have been, mid-11s, no problem. We still had more weight reduction to do. I could have did gears. I could have did, other things with the car. And but I was happy. We broke the record by I think 0.04 of a second. So what I mean. Let's move on. Let's do other things. So that's what we did. Eventually, when I did heads cam, The car went 1099 at 122.5 in the quarter, and the car had so much more capable. The car weighed considerably more at the time. I had a lot more of the interior back in it at the time. So before I really even got to dial the car in on motor with the heads cam, I ended up pretty much deciding to get rid of the car. So it was a very quick decision, and once the ball got rolling, it just, everything just kind of happened real quickly. So basically, it is what it is. I sold the parts to a lot of the GTO guys, Goat Nation on Facebook, shout out. You guys are awesome. Big enthusiast page. Admins are great, keeping the riffraff out of the page. So awesome guys. I had a great time being a part of that community. Sold the car, kept some of the parts. Some parts are going to friends, some parts are going to other cars or other builds on the channel. CI Lucas 351, that's my brother with the New Jersey Devil Camaro. Go ahead and follow him on Instagram. He's always posting stuff up, and we're always keeping the channel updated with him. Anybody that, we have all the friends or whatever, we try to keep track of them and what they've been up to. So it comes down to why. Well, after a while and realizing how much it was going to be, when I started to add up the cost of the parts, the way I wanted to get the car up to standards. I'll make an example. The car needed brakes. The car needed all kinds of suspension. It needed tie rod ends. It needed bushings, and the prices were adding up quick. And I wanted to throw a power adder, and I wanted to go really fast, and I was going to gun for 9s, but I wanted the car to be safe. I wanted it to be, a show car as well. And just the amount of money and the list that I tallied up, it was going to be a little bit too much. It wasn't making sense to me. So that was a big one. I mean, other than that, I was ready to move on to something else. And as a car guy knows, sometimes you just need to move on to the next project and enjoy the hell out of it. As for the motor, it's sitting right here. I kept the motor with the cam and the heads on it, and we're going to keep that for something else down the road, so stay tuned for that. The other thing was suspension. I was going to get ready to do suspension work on the car, but after really doing some research, they don't really make much suspension anymore for the GTOs, and it was a huge, it was very discouraging. So, and I didn't want to buy used Petters suspension or anything like that. I was kind of, specific how I wanted to do things, and so, I mean, other than that, I mean, between the cost, between, just wanting the car to be up to my standards and ready for, I think the biggest thing was just ready to move on to something else, something bigger, something better. So basically, stay tuned, and we'll show you guys, if you don't know already, I'll show you what I ended up doing, what we ended up getting as the next project, and I think it'd be fun to follow and do the project, and keep you guys up to date, and do a detailed project car that you guys can really get behind, or watch and see kind of like what we do with it. But stay tuned. The car is right behind me, so stay tuned. You're gonna have to stay tuned just to find out what it is, and we're gonna do dyno. We're going to baseline the car. We're going to do, put on the dyno, see what it puts down. We're going to go to the track. We're seeing just stock, and then we're going to start modding it. And we'll keep you, we're going to start tackling the project. So that's pretty much it for now. So stay tuned and like, share, subscribe. Appreciate the support from everybody that's been a part of the channel, everything, and I'll catch you guys later.